Welcome back, everyone. I hope everyone has been well and keeping healthy. Tonight we are going to be taking a look at the month ahead, so looking into April. So what you're going to do is pick one of these lovely decks down below, and then I will be taking a card for each week of the month of April. So we have my Dreams of Gaia, the Sacred Forest, and my Gypsy Fortune. And if you don't know which one to pick right now, just pause the video and then replay. So I'll be starting with the Dreams of Gaia. And I want to apologize that I haven't been around the last couple of weeks. Needed to recharge my batteries, and it's been a little bit busy. Seeing as there is no naps anymore, so it's an all-day affair from like 6 in the morning till about 9 o'clock at night. So I haven't really had much time or kind of clear mental state to do reading, like a video reading, only because by the time it's bedtime for everybody, I'm pretty much right there with them. Alright, so week 1, guys, let's see what's going on for week 1. Week 1 of April, please. Feels so weird to say it's gonna be April. Like, I still feel like we're stuck in like December or something. Okay, so we have this one. Okay, and the first week you're all well aligned. Okay, so things are coming into kind of like a completion stage for you. This completion stage is not just about mundane things. So it's not just about your working, but it also has to deal with your spiritual side as well. Okay, so what you've been exploring, what you've been practicing, right, is becoming to be aligned and balanced. All right. I'm hearing for some of you, your sight, okay, your sight is becoming a little bit more enhanced. Okay, learn to work with it, and if you need like an idea of how to control your clairvoyance, please feel free to message me. I'm not going to charge you anything to give you my advice on how to control it, all right? But I'm hearing that sight is becoming more of a thing for you guys on the spiritual side of things. As far as your dreams and aspirations and goals go, okay, those have become or are becoming manifested. All right, you continue to do the work that you need to do and put in, and because of the fact that you are aligned and you have that mind frame of getting things done right now, it's perfect for that manifestation of your dreams and desires coming through as well. So that first week of April is all about keeping that balance and keeping that alignment with all aspects of your life. All right. And they wanted to throw in the clairvoyance because that's what they're saying in the background. So second week. This is your second week here. Okay. So you guys need to be grateful about the abundance that you guys have. All right. If you are in the position to be able to share said abundance with others around you, then do so. All right. Once again, this is related to your first week here, okay? Everything is in alignment, manifestations and stuff like that are coming true. So that would be the same as your workspace, work related, okay? So that money and abundance is coming through for you guys and offering you security. But on a side note, right? If you can lend a helping hand to someone, definitely be able to do so without putting yourself in a tight spot yourself. Okay. And this might be even a good time to even store some funds away as well for yourself. Okay, because I'm seeing like money being put like in a vault. So never a bad idea. Never a bad idea. All right. For the third week of April, okay? Except this was reversed. All right. So you need to spend more time with communicating with your partner, communicating with other relationships that are platonic, family, friends, okay? That things are being affected via miscommunication, misunderstanding, as well as situationally too, whatever that means. So I don't know if there is like some kind of strain or not seeing eye to eye on certain aspects of, say, okay, your spouse or your partner works way too much, but they see you working not that much. So there might be some kind of form of resentment, or okay, well, my partner is not helping me the way that I think that they should be helping me, and they don't do anything. Okay, so there are some situational things and factors that need to be worked out as far as that goes, right? So make sure that you spend time being able to write down what's been bothering you, okay, how it's making you feel, and use the I feel statements with whoever you're trying to communicate with, okay? Because when we say I feel, that is more of a way of not placing blame on the other person, okay? So work on communicating, plan out what you want to say. Remember this, use the I feel statements, okay? And also take in consideration too is the arguments that you might be having with this person, okay? You have to see it, is it something that really needs to be explosive? Is it something that really needs to be drawn out, dramatized, okay? Or is it something small that can be worked out easily, or even just kind of like brush it off, all right? Don't get into conflict that you don't need to be involved in, all right? Week 4. And that can also apply to coworkers too, eh? Week 4. This guy is reversed as well. So things are slowing down. Not just because there's a clock on it doesn't mean it's not slowing down time-wise. What's happening is that your pragmatic thought, your way of thinking is almost as if it's stagnated. So all that gumption and power and all that stuff you guys had for the first couple weeks, right, is slowing down. And that's not necessarily a bad thing. Okay, sometimes we do need a little bit of a mental break. Perhaps we've been working around the clock and working too much and trying to balance everything, but it's not working out. All right, so taking that step back, all right, and finding that time for yourself to clear whatever it is that you're dealing with. Okay. Secondly, is I'm hearing organization. Okay. Organize those plans, those ideas that you have floating around. Okay. Perhaps there are so many ideas and plans that it's overwhelming. Okay, it's overwhelming and it's overtaking you. So that's messing with the alignment and that's messing with the harmony that you guys have been experiencing the first couple of weeks. All right, besides the last card there. But definitely take a step back and take time to analyze and to assess what your goals are, what your plans are, how your actions are impacting yourself and others involved. Okay, so take that time to really assess what you need to be doing, not like what you need to be doing with yourself growth wise, what you need to be doing with your plans, what you need to be doing with those ideas that are coming by. Okay, what you need to be doing with those relationships, or if you need to do anything with those relationships. Okay. And remember to take a breath. Okay, you guys are like hyperventilating. Okay, like plans sometimes don't work out. That's why you need this time to assess. Okay, plan and organize. All right, so that's your guys's. Okay, don't worry. They say that May is going to be a bit more of a smoother month. Okay, in the relationship department, I think is what they're like. I see people handshaking agreements. Okay. All right, we have this one, the Sacred Forest. Da-da-da. I actually quite enjoy this deck. I mean, some of the imagery is kind of like me, but I enjoy the vibe. I've always been a bit of a fairykin, if you can tell. But yeah, I enjoy fairy decks a lot, only because of working with them since I was a wee one. That's the other thing too. You got questions about fairies? Message me, guys. Honestly, I don't bite. I love sharing what information I do have, and being able to help where I can. I don't know what the cats are doing, but must be doing something. Bad kitties. Okay, week 1 for April, please. Week 1 of April. Come here, you. There we go. Okay, for your first week, we have the Thicket of Thorns. Very pretty with the deer in there. Okay. You're starting a new chapter. You're starting a new beginning. Okay. So it's almost as if you're releasing, you've released something, letting go of something that, I hate saying this, no longer serves you, okay? It doesn't, something that didn't mesh with you or mesh with your vibe, okay? Because you realized that you needed to do some growth and some healing, okay? For the first week, you guys are kind of doing some hesitation, because of the unknown, okay? I'm here to tell you the unknown is like a playground, okay, guys? Honestly, there's so many possibilities that you could be doing with the unknown, all right? And if you have the perception that there's going to be like a rainbow on the other side, stick with that, okay? The more positive energy you feed something, the more positive the outcome is more likely to be, right? Now I'm hearing that you guys have like maybe 3 choices at hand of how you are going to move along, move forward, which is giving you the bit of the hesitation. Like, I actually feel like there's some kind of like movement or perhaps travel or something, okay? Ow. I don't know if this is tied to like a person or if this is tied to a new job opportunity even, or just a change of pace, okay? There's something there, with the movement and traveling. Like, just take some time and, instead of like leaping for it, okay, take some time to think about things before you do. And whatever choice that you do make, right, like I said, see the unknown as a positive, all right? All right. Message 2, week 2. Okay, second week we have the Moonlight Enchantment. All right. Know that magic is a part of you, okay? Know that everything around you is magic. Everything is energy, your energy, okay? So whatever you do, thoughts, actions, behaviors, manifestation work, right? All of that is a creation. And when you put that creation forth with energy and intent, right, that in itself is a form of magic, okay? It's also energy manipulation, which is not the negative context that you guys might be thinking, all right? You need to realize is that, like I was talking about in the first card, right, if you're more likely to give something positive, okay, the more likely positive will return, right? Just like magnets, right? So just be mindful about your intent, how you speak to yourself, okay, how you speak about certain things. Because the more negativity you might put into something, even, unconsciously, right? The more negative you put into something, the more likely you're going to be stagnated or stuck, okay? So just be aware of that for your second week. Okay. Third week is Aspen Spirit. Alright, so the third week is the week that you finally decide your choice, okay, about the whole moving forward in your life. Okay, you've had that time to do your planning, your assessing, all right, your pros and cons, all right, all that stuff, and you're finally getting that strength and that courage you need in order to face that new opportunity. All right, you guys are the ones that like to think things out thoroughly before taking any steps, which is good. It's good. Just sometimes in life you can't overthink things or they'll pass you by. Okay, just a little bit of advice. But this third week, okay, you're being given that strength and that courage to move forward now. So you're finding that, and if you don't know don't know about that yet, your spirit guides are gonna be booting you to move forward. So you're gonna be moving forward whether you like it or not. Don't shoot the messenger. And last week. Alright. Meandering pathway. Like I was saying the last time, you guys like to have things assessed and planned out thoroughly, okay? Last week, you guys stopped trying to control things, alright? Control the things that you can control. The uncontrollable, don't try it, alright? Even the things that you can control, maybe not so much, alright? You need to be going with the flow of things, right? Sometimes when we try to control situations too much, once again, we end up in places of being blocked or stagnated because we're trying to control things way too much. Let go. Let go. Okay? Let whatever energy, whatever your spirit guides are trying to maneuver, universe is trying to maneuver for you, okay? Let it come to you, all right? Instead of trying to make it come to you, all right? When we can let go of the reins a little bit, those opportunities that are coming our way will become much more grandiose than having a small piece, okay? So they're really drilling home, like, you need to kind of loosen the reins a wee bit, all right, and just let things come to you naturally, okay? Let things work out situationally the way they were meant to, all right? Even if there's challenges and obstacles, right, we can plan and try to get over them, but sometimes sitting back and saying, okay, well, I'll deal with that later. Sometimes when we deal with it at a later state, the universe has cleaned up most of that for us. So that way it's easier for us to handle instead of becoming overwhelmed. All right. Last one. Gypsy Fortune. First one, we have this. Okay. Pardon me. Try not to let greed get in your way, all right? The idea of working more to get paid more, or the idea of having to do something in order to receive more, okay? That becomes gluttonous, all right? Any habits that may be construed as gluttonous as well, right? For example, drinking, smoking, those type of ideas. Okay, there's gonna be you're gonna need some time to kind of be able to break free of that. They are trying to give you the opportunity and the signs in order to break some of those habits, and that kind of way of thinking, but you're not paying attention. Perhaps the best way to go about it is if you're trying to break a habit is to make a plan, okay? As for working harder to earn more, that's where you guys need to learn how to balance, okay? Because the more that you work, the more it takes away from your actual life, okay? Not saying that you don't need to work, but I'm saying that you need to be able to balance between work and the people outside your work. So your family and your friends and those that matter, okay? So you need to find that fine line and find that balance for you guys. All right? Your second week. Keep your emotions in check, guys. And try to avoid pointless conflict, okay? Thunderstorms can be pretty in the moment, but they aren't very pretty if they continue to happen, okay? How you deal with the storm is basically how it's going to be. In other words, any kind of conflict or situation that is being brought forth for you guys during the second week, you need to have a level head, okay? So having a level head and making sure that your temper is not affecting what you do. Because sometimes after thunderstorms we get rainbows, right? So it's all about how you deal with things, how you deal with people, okay? Okay, and there will be a calm afterwards, but what damage has been done, right? Whether or not this is being inflicted by you or inflicted by someone else, all right? So there's going to be a little bit of scrappiness between you and someone else, and it might come from your side or it might come from their side. So remember, how you deal with it is what the outcome is going to be like. Okay? This is your third week. Okay, you're being brought good news during your third week. Perhaps confirmation from a loved one or confirmation about your growth as a person. But good news is coming. I think it has something to do related with the whole needing to balance from the first week. Okay, so maybe you guys were having to work excessively, all right? But during this third week, not so much excessively, but more like even keel. So that could even possibly mean a pay raise or a job that is paying you more. If you were looking to get out of, say, an old job, all right? So the third week is about good news for you guys. So whatever the good news is, because after the first 2 weeks, it's kind of like, woof, bring on the good news. Find it here, there we go. And then lastly, so there is some outsmarting that you guys need to be doing here. Okay? There might be someone in your circle, which might be related to this one. Okay? There might be someone in your circle who's playing the fox. Okay? So when I say that, I think of, sly as a fox. Someone who gives you one face but has another. Okay? In order for you guys to deal with this fox, you're gonna have to outsmart the fox. So that means reaching higher ground and seeing things at different perspectives, all right, on how you can deal with this person. Or even just to kind of like get away from that person entirely. Okay? And you have to ask yourself too, is it a relationship that is worth salvaging? Is it something that is worth having around? I mean, if it's inescapable, like a work colleague, it might be a good idea to do documenting of any kind of like harassment or just like shady behavior. Okay. None of this she said, he said business, okay? It has to be actual documentation that you can provide proof for. Okay? Fill with that later. And lastly, as always, we'll do a energy read of the month. See what the month is bringing for everyone collectively. Anything else? Okay. So the energy coming forth for this month is friendship, and it says, I understand that a friend is in my life for a reason. And by looking at everybody's cards, okay, there's a lot of relationship stuff going on, whether it's platonic or romantic or what have you, okay? But even if they might seem like a friend at the time, we learn from those people in our lives. So you need to take that in consideration is, yeah, maybe they're doing some shady business. Maybe they're running your name, okay? But they've come into our life for a reason, and we learn from that, and we grow from that experience. So it's very important that the friends that are true friends we hold on to, and the ones that are not, we learn from and release, like fish. Alright? So, once again, if you guys want to book with me at all, please feel free to message me through Twitter, through Facebook, through Instagram. You can also find me on my website at www.jasmineseternalcircle.com. You can send me an email at jasmineseternalcircle@gmail.com and message me there. My website has all of my different readings that I provide, along with price lists as well. So if you want your own personal reading, just send me a message, and I'd be happy to. Alright guys, take care of yourselves, and hopefully April won't be as rocky as they say it is. Cheers.